Well, Coach, let's take Gonzaga first.
Okay.
That experience and what you take away from it.
Well, it was a good experience overall. I thought our team, players, and program alike learned something. We got a chance to go up there a day early, so we were there in the town and got a chance to be on that campus a little bit and just walk around their facilities and just see what makes them special and made them so good. They're one of the few teams that have actually been a mid-major school and now it's truly a high major. They're one of the best programs in the country. So from that standpoint, it was really good. I thought, for our team to play in spurts the way we did, I was pleased with that. But also, I think we could have played better. But I was, being off, I think we were off 11 days. And getting back and playing that caliber team, it's kind of tough to kind of work through practice. And they got guys 6'8", 6'9", that are really athletic, and they were really good offensively, and we were not as good, especially in spurts there, which kind of hurt us. But they were really good. I told Coach Few that we played two other teams in a Power 5 conference, and I thought they were the better of the three. And they've got a really good team, and they're really good at home.
You mentioned in the past you'd sort of like to make this university pattern after what they've done at Gonzaga.
Yeah.
What did you notice in that community that seems to be invested? I guess it's an investment by the entire community that sort of makes that kind of thing happen.
It is. I mean, the thing that I wasn't surprised by what we kept hearing, whether it was from our flight. Took a flight from LA, and everyone was asking who was going to play. The people that were there from Spokane talked about, oh man, we got a really good team, and they kind of knew when they were playing and who they had played. So just the support that they have, whether they're there at the hotel, the people were nice to us and showed great hospitality. But everybody knew the Zags were playing, and they knew what they were ranked. And as you said, I thought the whole city was really supportive of their team and their program. And not only that, they were showing a sense of pride about what they have done. And, again, because we got a chance to get around and see the guys that they had that were pros, to realizing that they had to sell out every single game since 2004. I don't know who could actually say that in the country, but the people were there. Their students was out, and it still was packed. So I couldn't imagine if their students were there, how many people. So that means that there were some people that were in those seats, that normal student seats, that bought tickets. And to have a following like that is something that you could tell it was special there.
Sounds like there's a difference between it's a game and it's an event.
Well, that's it. And that's the thing that we want to create here. This is the place that you need to be. In our conference right now, we play on Thursdays and Saturday, and everybody needs to write down when we're playing and who we're playing, and get to know our players and who they are. And we've improved and we've gotten better since I've been here. But again, they are the standard. And I told Coach I've been trying to play them for 3 or 4 years now, just so that we can have that experience and also let our guys see. They had a couple of inches on us in different positions, but I thought we were just as athletic as they were. I thought their skill set as far as offenses was better than ours in some places, but we could not be far off with a couple more guys, and some of our guys we have improved. So it seems like a long ways off, but we're closer to where we were when I first got here.
Well, pretty stout assignment coming up this week, and we can talk about Utah Valley later. I'm sure you got a game tomorrow, and that's Seattle. Your thoughts as you enter WAC play at home?
Really good. I mean, I watched them, obviously, on the way back from the Gonzaga game. I was really impressed. They got 6 or 7 guys they depend on. They have a good balance of inside and outside players. They have a good experience across the board. I don't think, besides the freshman last year, I'm not sure I would say his name right, but he's probably the only one that's playing a lot that's a sophomore. And they do a really good job. They're well coached. They have the experience. They're tough. They had kids that set out that have contributed immediately, and a little bit different team than what we played last year. I think they're a little bit better defensively, which I think has in turn helped them offensively also. And it's a tall task for us. We've got to play well, we've got to make sure that we're on our A game, and that's conference play. That's the one thing about this conference, and I've been pleased since we've been in it to see it grow. I mean, we got 5 or 6 teams right now, I think, have a chance in March to win it. I think we're one of those 5 or 6 teams. But in the past, you might say 2 this year or 3 next year. We're getting deeper and we're getting stronger.
Well, just looking around the whole conference as a whole, just what'd you notice from non-conference play?
And we're really good. I mean, I think we have an RPI ranking right now. I mean, it's 17 in the country, and I think that's the highest we've been. I think we have, again, teams that can go. I think we won games on the road. I think we won big games. I think we played Power 5 conferences really close. And as a result of that, it's just, as you look around, you think, obviously I believe that it's the deepest, best that we've been. And I think we keep saying that every year to improve, and because of that, you've got to be prepared every night. There's not many places, they're getting fewer and fewer that you can go and just feel like, hey, if we just play pretty good, we'll win the game. This weekend we've got to play great. Thursday night and Saturday night to win. And I think the teams that are playing against us and the teams that are swapping us going to Grand Canyon, I think they say the same thing. So it's going to be 2 great games, I believe, on Thursday night and Saturday night. Should be really competitive. And again, as a coach, you want to be in competitive situations. You want to play against teams that are really good. It's just part of being competitive. But our league is much better, and the teams are much better, and coaches have done a great job.
And how would you gauge the development and where your team's at as a whole unit, just prior to the start of conference play?
I mean, I like where we are. I think we still got some areas that we need to improve on, and that's, but we're not far off. And more of, we got a few players need to play better than we do as a team. I think we got good chemistry. I think we got identity. We know who we are. I think we got to sharpen up on some things that I think has hindered us some. I think we're a better free throw shooting team than what we've shown. I think we've got to get to the free throw line more. I think that would help us. Also, I think we got to defend the 3 better than what we defended it early. But our team is a little bit different than the teams that we've had. We are shooting the ball better overall as a team. And sometimes when you do that, I told our guys we're spending a little bit more concern on the offensive end. But I think we got a good balance. That's what I think we could really, be pretty good before it's all said and done. Obviously, I've had teams, a team that went to the NCAA tournament, a team after that we went into conference play with a whole lot deeper roster of guys knowing what to expect and what we are this year. So that concerns me a little bit. I've really talked to our guys about the intensity that we're going to have to play with. We've had some guys that go through it, but we've had a lot of our guys in our program haven't been through it. So we've got to really, and then the thing is, we start off with 2 really tough teams, so we don't have time to try to get our minds right or all that kind of stuff. We got to be ready within 24 hours now to play one of the better teams in our league.
Do you think Jarkel's improved his shooting or his defense more this year compared to last year?
I think he's probably improved his offense more. I think he's more, he playing at a better pace. I think he understands a little bit more. We knew when we took Jarkel, he's a volume shooter. And I think he's picking his spots, and he's getting better in that. And I think he's conscientious of, time and, pace that he has to play with in certain situations when to kind of turn it on and back off. And he's still, as much as I love him, I think he's playing really well right now. he's nowhere near as good as I think he's going to be because I just think he's got a chance to be really special. But he's working through that. You know, I think it's helped him some with his scoring the last few games because we've been trying to give Ricky a little rest and playing him some at point guard so that he could kind of initiate our offense a little bit, which is something that, you know, I planned for him from the day we recruited him, that before he'd lead here that he would end up playing point guard. And he's starting to do that better. So last year when he would play point guard sometime, he would lose his aggressiveness. And now he's back to where I thought he would be is when he's running our team at the point guard position. He's becoming more and more aggressive because he understands what we're doing overall. So I think he's good on defense, but I think he's improved the most on offense this year.
And in terms of keeping that aggressiveness when he's playing point guard, is that something that, you know, you brought to him and mentioned that to him, or is that something he picked up on?
That's something I just told him. I mean, because I watched him in high school. I watched him play off the ball a lot with his high school team and one of his AAU teams, but then saw him play point guard. And, you know, obviously when you're playing with a guy like Ricky that's more of a control point guard, you kind of just fall into that mode. And then I told him, I said, man, you know, when you're playing the point, it's a different kind of point guard. You got to be a little bit more aggressive when you have the basketball. And he's worked on it. One thing about Jarkel, I mean, the things that he's get on the court, he deserves them because he's one of the hardest workers that I've ever coached. And that's why I said I think, you know, as good as he's been, as good as he was the other night, I think he can get to the point. I'm not sure it's this year, but we can expect that kind of performance on a nightly basis because I think he's just that kind of talent.
I know you brought up the free throw shooting the other night. Are you concerned about that, or you just...
No,
I didn't think so.
Not with him.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned with him. I'm concerned with our team. Just because I think to be really good, you know, nowadays I think a team, you know, you want to shoot in the 70s, 72 as a team overall. You got to have a couple of guys, you know, nearing 85 to 90%. We got a couple of guys that are 80. Again, I don't think we're getting to the line enough because I don't think we're getting the ball inside and attacking enough. But on the back end of that, as I've told James Super, you know, he's got to shoot better free throws. Because some of the reasons why we're not shooting well is because he's had a couple of really bad games, but he's bounced back and shot them well better since they hadn't been to the line enough. So I'm concerned about that because I think that's one of the ways that you keep your scoring at a certain pace if you can get to the free throw line, and we got to do that more.
And do you think that falls more on the guards, more on the forwards, or just depends on the game?
I think it's both. I don't think either one of us, you know, our guards or our forwards right now, attacking the way we need to attack the basket. You know, the other night we started, last two games, Jarkel has started to go downhill a little bit more. Early on, Ricky was doing it a lot. People have started to kind of guard him like that. And, you know, again, we got guys like, we got to keep Taze more out of foul trouble and keep him healthy. And because he's one of those guys that can attack and make plays. And guys like Justin McCall, I think he's got to be more aggressive going to the basket and not selling for jump shots. But it's just something we got to work through, and it's just part of 5 or 6 things I'm asking them to improve on as we go forward.
Back to Seattle, Carter means inside outside. First of all, I haven't seen them play an entire game. Do they like to push it? What's their deal? I know again, they have a presence in the middle.
Yeah, they push it. They're a team that when they get the opportunity to get up and down, they play at a really good pace. They're not just breaking their 3-point shooters when they get down. They'll take it to the basket. Or, you know, they'll try to hit him early in their early offense. And they do a great job as far as understanding what's kind of going on in the game. The coach does a great job as far as when they find mismatches. They go to it a lot. So, you know, again, because they have 5 guys on the floor that can score, all of them are pretty good, but they bring different things to the table. But when he's talking about a 1-2 punch means, you know, and Carter are the 2 guys that you really got to focus on because they're the 2 that probably the most explosive on that team that can kind of separate them.
And while they seem to have some volume shooters from the three-point line, they only shot 8 threes against Cal. So, like you said, they see something, they go after it.
They are, yeah. You know, I think that happened because they went inside to Carter against a lot against Cal. So they kind of just try to figure out where they can hurt you, and then they do it, and they continue. You know, if they find something that we're not doing well, he's good enough coach. He makes the adjustments that they're going to continue to do it until you correct it. So, again, you know, because they have those kind of outside guys, and because they can't shoot the three, we've got to be really good defensively, but we've got to be better offensively as far as not having 4 or 5 minutes where we're not scoring. And, you know, it's been interesting because, you know, it's a lot of the shots that we've gotten during those times, like we did against the Gonzaga. Those for the last few weeks have been kind of like guaranteed kind of buckets, you know, where we feel like we got the guy in the right place and got an easy shot in there, and we didn't make it. But the whole Gonzaga and what goes around playing the number 17 and guys that are 6'8", 6'9", that are just as athletic and fast. You know, this game is mental, and sometimes when you're not really keyed in on details, and I didn't think we were from some of the game, which I think it costs you with a team that with that kind of talent.
When it comes to Carter in the inside game, what's your message to the Subers and Lees and everybody else?
Well, we got to be really physical with him. You know, again, I tell guys, you know, and I thought Suber did a good job the other night against Clark for most of the game. Even though Clark still scored a couple of baskets from in transition, and they got a couple of offensive rebounds. You don't catch it, you can't score. And we got to try to defend that, but not only just through Suber and through Lee and through those guys. Our perimeter guys got to do a great job of just not letting the ball go directly into the post. And, you know, it's kind of like football. You know, you want to rush the passer and kind of get them a little bit off, and maybe the receiver, you know, can't catch it and then make yards. So we got to try to get them out the sweet spot, get him out the sweet spot. And we can do that through being very physical and trying to defend it, but also our guys that's defending the ball got to do a great job of trying to just get them a little bit off so he can't catch it in a sweet spot and have a rhythm to score.
Is New Mexico State still the team to beat at this point?
Always. I mean, I watch them play also. You know, got a chance over the break when we got back from Portland State, and they're deep. I mean, they've got 12 players that they play. One of the games I watched, they played 12 guys in the first half. But that gap is close, you know. Again, I think probably the 5 teams in our league, I think it wouldn't be a surprise. You know, Vegas is going to be very interesting this year. And again, I think New Mexico State, just because they're talented, they got a good coach, but they have a tradition. You know, they've been there and done that. You know, a few years ago when we got into this, you know, I thought it took us a couple of years to really know how to approach going to, because we had not been playing in, you know, postseason as far as tournament play. So I thought it took us a time to kind of realize how to make that adjustment to go there. I think we've made that adjustment, but I think Grand Canyon has made it. Utah Valley obviously have made it. Seattle hadn't played in the final game yet, you know, since we've been in the league. So I think that's still a process and a step, but they're talented enough, they're experienced enough as far as having older kids on their team. So it could be an interesting, you know, WAC race, regular season. I think any night, team could take a loss. But I think when we get to Vegas, there's going to be a lot of excitement, and there's going to be a lot of people getting there with believing that they legitimately, not that we got to play some lucky games, legitimately think they can win it. And I think our team right now, we got to get better. You know, we're one of the teams, I think, that we're still, you know, trying to, you know, make that next step. You know, I think there are some teams that were picked ahead of us. Being honest with you, they're ahead of us, you know, at this particular point. But I don't think that gap is so far that we can't close the gap. So hopefully we can do that this weekend, and if we can win these 2 games, I think we'll be kind of ahead of the curve.
And as far as we talked a little bit about Utah Valley, but nice road win over Fresno State, which had won 7 in a row.
Utah Valley's good. Coach Pope has done a great job. Then you got the Toolson family. I think it's all of them involved, not just those two, you know. But I think those guys are really, really good. They're really, really smart. They've surrounded themselves with some big guys inside that are physical, not as athletic as the kid they had last year. And you know, when you've got that kind of nucleus and foundation, you know, that guys can shoot it and they know each other really well. It's just that edge, and they have it right now that you need. You know, I feel like we kind of had that with Ali and Kevin Mays. They had kind of built this bond, and pretty much they were going to figure out how to, you know, win the game. And I think those guys have that kind of chemistry. So, again, normally, you know this, I don't talk about Saturday's game, but man, this weekend is a big one for us. So, and just because we had just a quick turnaround from Gonzaga, trying to get the work in that needs to get. Normally we would have a game at the beginning of the week, and I would be familiar with the team, but not as familiar as I am with both of these teams because it's just a quick turnaround and what needs to happen.